guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dimmitt Chevrolet in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have that one nameplate that's been in Chevy's lineup for quite some time, and it's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Chevrolet Blazer. This Blazer, though, is a Redline Edition. But before we get into this midsize two-row crossover SUV, let's talk about what the heck is going on here. So the Blazer, that nameplate goes back decades. And I remember being a kid in the 1980s, my dad had a 78 K5 Blazer, and we used to do some crazy adventuring in it. Fast forward to the modern generation, the Blazer name still exists, but it's a little bit different of a situation. This is more of a everyday, every usable way, variety-packed, street-going Blazer. Now what they did was they decided to take a bunch of the Camaro style and the Camaro's flavor and bring it into this new generation of the Blazer. And when you look at the competition, there's really not a whole lot that are just two-row midsize SUVs. A lot of times when you go midsize, you gotta go three-row. So what I wanna find out is this Chevy Blazer, especially the Redline Edition, the one to get over an Acura MDX? Very similar in size. They both have V6s. Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Blazer and find out. Right off the bat, still, like I said, that mid-size design. This generation has been around for a few years, but guess what? Just last year, model year 2023, there was some revisions done. You have a new front fascia. So they redid the front fascia, they updated the LED daytime running lamps and turn signals. Of course, you're still gonna have that projector beam LED headlight in that lower pod. The one area where they dropped the ball was in the lower corner here. Fake vent, would have been nice to have some LED fog lamps there. But I do like the way you have some body color, you have some flat black, especially on the bottom portion. Now, as we come across the updated grille, this falls in alignment perfectly with the tracks, with the new upcoming Traverse, the new upcoming Equinox, and like I said, this Blazer. Now, one of the nice things about the Redline Edition, you get quite a bit of accents added. So you have this bright red horizontal strip at the top, blacked out bow tie, and then within the gloss black grille, you have full functionality. And then on the lower portion, you have the flat black and the flat silver with functionality as well. Now, like I said, this was a refresh, so we're not seeing major changes, but when you park this next to the new Trax or the new Traverse, you could see the family resemblance there. Let me know how you feel about the front of the Blazer, though, compared to the updated MDX. And if you haven't seen the updated MDX, I'll leave the review of that one at the end of this. Now, as you rise up, same hood as before. You have a slight crease where it meets the grille, and then you're gonna have a nice rise that evaporates, and everything else has a clean, curved form into the A-pillars. Now, as we come around the bend, if we have a new front end, we gotta have new wheels, right? And that's what you're gonna find on this Redline Edition. So what you're looking at are these gloss black, split spoke design. We got a little bit of red, and that is painted. It's not vinyl graphic or something on this wheel because this is the Redline Edition. And what you're basically looking at is a 20-inch wheel. So nice to see that diameter size, 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall. The one thing I'm gonna zonk, I wanna see painted fender openings. This isn't an off-road SUV, especially not this one. And because it is a Redline, that would have been a nice extra touch. So let me know how you feel about that in the comment section, if it should be white like the rest of the fender. Now, as we rise up, you got a little bit of red line on the blacked out mirror caps, gloss black on the mirror caps. You can see our LED turn signals. I like the way this just has the gloss black on the A-pillar. A lot of brands have been doing two-tone, and that's cool too, but I like the way it's just blacked out on the A-pillar, and then you'll notice the very flat roof design, that's body color, with our raised gloss black roof rails. You have gloss black on the door handles, And then as we kind of coast down to the left, because this is a Redline, I love the way it's got the red backing to the letters. Makes it really pop off the door, the Blazer name. On the lower side, same thing like around the fender openings. I wish that was painted because the flat black, it just, I don't know, it kind of clashes a little bit. Working our way towards the rear, you can get your Blazer, of course, with all-wheel drive or standard front-wheel drive. Still has that same roof spoiler that extends off the back. I wish they would get rid of this wiper and tuck it underneath. So I am gonna zonk it. But I actually like the way they do the design of the lift back. Nice smooth curves. They updated the taillights, very sharp. LED going on. There's the Blazer name pops off because we got the Redline Edition, the blacked out bow tie. And then as we go all the way down, you're gonna have your single outlet exhaust on each side. I like the nice stainless steel tip. The cover here obviously comes off and you could tow with this Blazer. I don't know about the flat black. I feel like this should be body color. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. But let's pop the hood and see what the power is with the V6 in this Blazer. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood, the standard engine is a 4-cylinder turbo, but today's our lucky day because we have the naturally aspirated V6. This is a 3.6 liter V6, 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, 9-speed automatic transmission, no CVT or anything like that. 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. Top speed 130 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 4,310 pounds. MPGs 19 in the city, 26 on the highway, and it could tow up to 4,500 pounds. Another vehicle that would be comparable to this is the new upcoming CX-70. The CX-70 is a midsize 2-row crossover SUV. So we could do MDX or we could do CX-70. I'll leave a link to the CX-70 video at the end as well if you haven't seen that one. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this V6 and hear what kind of sound it makes. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Chevy Blazer Redline Edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been around pricing SUVs, and when you get up to midsize, man, the prices really jump up. I've looked at Acura MDXs. I'm anticipating what you're going to say about the new CX-70, but I'm very curious about this Blazer, especially the Redline Edition. How much is it? Very good question, and good that you're doing your homework. MSRP for this particular one is $46,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I like the way they did the door panels because you have nice soft touch material up top, and then you're going to have the metallic silver painted material in that center area. And then you'll notice on the door panel the stitching. Nice contrast stitching, no gloss black, a little bit more silver trim, and then you have, of course, our Twinkie tray near the center for 4 Twinkies. And in the bottom down there, you could put an Einstein bagel with a full cream cheese schmear and a Starbucks Frappa Kappa Lappa. Now, when you're going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material, the stitching is nice. The AC vents should be looking similar to you because they're looking like they came from a Chevy Camaro. More of that silver trim, and then you slide on in, you're gonna have your infotainment system, that sort of like floating iPad style. The thing that's nice about it is that it doesn't extend past the top of the dash too far, and I love the graphics and the fonts. This has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You can go into your climate control, do everything through the touchscreen that way, or there's real physical buttons and knobs. It's got all the different apps, which are great. And then you're right back where you started. Throw it into reverse. Backup camera, at least it takes up the full size of the screen. So that's the good news. And you have trajectory. Could be a little bit better on the resolution, but still not too shabby. Put it in the park. You got a real volume knob, which is nice. Real AC controls, just like out of the Chevy Camaro, because how do you adjust the temperature? You twist the knob, the trim ring. Cold, hot, cold, hot. And of course, you have 3 stages of heated seating, no ventilated seats. USB-C, USB-A. You got a place for 4 Snickers so you don't get hangry. Like the way they brought the soft touch with the stitching. 2 cup holders, the silver trim. This is going to control your 9-speed automatic transmission. You got your 3 different drive modes. A place to put some Tootsie Rolls. And then you have more soft touch with the stitching. Some pretty good usable space and a 12 volt. You could easily fit in there, I would say, 5 baseballs. So if you're done holding your balls in your hands while you're driving and you need somewhere to put those baseballs that you had signed, that's where you could put the 5 balls in there. And, you know, I understand how you feel. Getting Jose Canseco to sign your baseball, to autograph it, getting, you know, some of the greats, Ken Griffey Jr., but then you find out that some of them have been shooting up steroids. And it's like you get sad inside and you want to hide your balls. This is a good place to hide your balls. Seats, the leather material, the stitching, nice way that they did that on the sides. You do have power assist for the passenger, power assist for the driver, and check it out, check it 1, 2. You do have, you got to hold down the button, that's a little bit of a zonk, but you do have a panoramic sunroof with a power shade. The only problem is you got to keep your fingers, so you have to sit here like this. Wouldn't one touch operation be nice right about now? So that's the reason why I zonked that. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you what the heck is behind the steering wheel in this Blazer. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your power seat controls, easy to get to, especially that lower lumbar. Seats are comfy, plenty of room. This is what you get when you go midsize. So if you're cramped in your current smaller SUV, this is what you get. Steering wheel, I like the leather, I like the stitching. What I don't like is they gave me a gold bow tie. Now I know that that is the traditional Chevrolet badge, but we have blacked out bow ties everywhere else. I would like some black. And if this is the Redline Edition, where the hell is the red in here? No red stitching, no red trim. That is a zonk if you're gonna call something a Redline Edition. Some silver trim. You do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then your dash, analog with some digital. So you have an analog speedometer, tachometer, fuel gauge, coolant gauge, and then you have, of course, that digital display in the center, which you can scroll through different information, battery volts, so you have auxiliary. You got a stopwatch. I know Steven is excited about that. He wants to take this Blazer to his next track day at Sebring, but you have that information, and it is color, just on the small side. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the back seat and see if there's enough room for your passengers in this midsize Blazer. All right, guys, back seat time, and this is where, like I say, you know, you go 2-row midsize SUV, you get a lot more there is no mid-row, that's the back. You get a lot more back seat area. So sitting here, 6 feet tall, not close to the headliner. You got these nice pockets. You could put your drumsticks here, and that goes both ways. You could put actual drumsticks like you're a drummer, or you could put your KFC drumsticks in there. Whatever you like. Got a little bit of AC vent action going on, some silver trim, USB-C, USB-A, and you could put at least 5 KFC biscuits and some gravy down there. Like I said, seats feel comfy. Pull this out. Ugh. You may think I joke about these things, but seriously, this feels like somebody took a brick and wrapped it in this leather material. Not soft whatsoever. 2 cup holders, which is nice. Can you recline this thing at all? No. Well, wait, what's this? Hold on, I think I found something. Ooh, I kind of like that because when the seat goes back, the bottom also moves as well. So that's pretty nice. But anyways, let's get into the cargo area because I want to go for a drive in this Blazer before I pass out. All right, guys, cargo area time, real simple. Hit the button, nice electric assist. What you're going to be greeted to is actually quite a generous amount of room. And this is why I like 2-row mid-size SUVs, because without that stupid 3rd row, even if you're just going to keep it folded down all the time, you are going to get a lot more room. So how much room are we looking at here? 31 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the seats down, it's a 60-40 split. That's gonna give you 64 cubic feet of space. I like the way they have these nooks for a gallon of milk, On the other side, you could put a box of Twinkies. Twinkies are fun to dunk in some milk. Underneath here, you do have a spare, more Twinkie storage. And then to fold the seats down, it's right by the LED lighting. You're just gonna pull the handle and they flip right down. Look how nice and flat that is. And I'm gonna leave the other one up to show what it looks like, one up, one down. But you know what? It's not just about cargo space, it's about how does it drive? So let's go ahead, let's hop in this Redline and go on throttle in this Blazer. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Chevy Blazer, this being a 3LT with the Redline Edition package. And right away, you're gonna just love the amount of room that you have up front. It's very well organized. It's easy to get to the infotainment system. And the gauges, even though there is a mixture of analog with a little bit of digital, are very easy to read and understand. You twist that mode select knob, and that is gonna allow you to go into snow mode, which we definitely don't need that today, or you go all the way to sport mode. And when you change sport mode, it's gonna change the throttle sensitivity, steering sensitivity, and how the engine and the transmission behave with one another. But what's great about this Redline Edition is that even though it looks really sporty, it's still gonna be very comfortable to drive. And that's something I think you're really gonna appreciate. The materials are nice. And then of course, overall driving dynamics, it feels pretty good. And the fact that it has a naturally aspirated V6, which is gonna give you that linear torque delivery. Are you ready? We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Nice. Very, very responsive and really good on the shifts. I mean, the transmission downshifted and we were off and running very smoothly. And I like that. That makes it feel more engaging to drive. But overall handling dynamics, smooth, controllable. The steering has a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. And these seats are ultra comfy. Of course, like I said, you're gonna get all your safety features, emergency brake assist, blind spot monitoring, all of those things. Plus, you're also gonna be able to have that extra cargo space with this being a 2-row SUV and not a 3-row SUV. All right, guys, pulling away from that light, like I said, the throttle sensitivity is good. Another thing that I like about this 2-row crossover SUV is just its ease of driving in traffic. It's really, really manageable with overall space, and it's not gonna feel too overbearing. So if you haven't driven a midsize SUV, I think you're still gonna feel very comfortable with the overall dimensions of this vehicle. What I wanna do is I wanna get out onto the highway and show you how the Blazer cruises down the road. You know, you might think because of the 20-inch wheels, it might be a harsh ride. It really isn't. They've done a lot of work with tire technology to take away from the harshness of a larger wheel size than in the past. But as we get out on the highway, it's just super smooth. The visibility is great. I love the size of the side mirrors, especially with the blind spot monitoring. And then of course, having everything well arranged in here, especially when adjusting the AC controls, everything makes sense in here. And that's another thing that I like about the Blazer. But like I was saying, managing the vehicle around space and being able to drive it in traffic, you're gonna feel comfy and you're gonna feel confident. And if you live in an area where it's really required that you have all-wheel drive, you have that ability as well to get your all-wheel drive as an option on this Blazer. But I think this is one of those SUVs that really goes unnoticed, kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So I'm glad that we could bring it to you from Dimmitt Chevrolet. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Dimmitt Chevrolet. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. But anyways, want to definitely thank Raheel and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2024 Blazer Redline. Let me know what you think. You have some choices. If you want to go midsize two-row, do you go CX-70? Do you want to step it up and get an Acura MDX? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Need to get up, Stephen Flood. Stephen Flood Photography. He's making the magic happen. He's making the ladies happy and all of his fans as well. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do for you, yourself, and planet Earth. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.